Why when I got my GCSE result, I cried? What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna get straight into it this time. I felt like this week a really good time to bring this conversation to the forefront because this is a big transitional phase for a lot of people. Some of you would have be starting school again, and some of you would have, a couple weeks back got your results and might be feeling one type of way about it. And I'm here to tell you that education is important. Yes, by all means, get your education. Even if you don't want to progress further up until a uni level, get your basics, get them in. But it's not everything. So don't make it the end of the world when you don't do well in school. If you're someone that just recently you feel like, oh, I didn't really get the grades that I wanted to get, and you're feeling like pressure, you're feeling like, oh, I can't go further in my life because of this, that's all bullshit. That's not true. Your doors are not closed because you didn't pass your GCSEs or pass your A-levels as expected, because let's just put two things forward here. Number one, you've been studying through a pandemic. No one will understand that pressure or that changed environment that you had to go through to even pass. Do you know what I mean? Even at the basic level, just to pass with barely any support, not even your friends around you have that collective suffering, which is a thing. You lot were doing this all by yourself at home during a time that was just really uncertain, really depressing for a lot of us. So number one, let's not pressure on ourselves when we came out of a dark place and we actually did well. Number two, you're going to hear a lot of times, especially in institutions, teachers telling you oh, you need this and this to do this and just job. Opportunities are not restricted because of it. There's loads of people I know that can still go into jobs they love, jobs they're really good at, and some of them either haven't got their GCSEs or they haven't passed their GCSEs at the rate that you think you should. So I'm don't fall for the trap. The whole system is kind of set up in a way that encourages a lot of competition against one another. It kind of develops the mindset of win, lose rather than win and lesson. You have to remember that at such a young age, why put so much pressure on yourself for something that, education's around us in every form. We can find so much information so easily. We're so fortunate that we have access to it, Your education will not stop at school just because you didn't do well, or just because you feel like, I don't want to pursue education in the traditional style. You can still learn. Curriculum itself is so constrained and limited that they only teach you a certain degree of knowledge. Your knowledge can be endless. You can self-teach so many things. Do not for 1 second think to yourself that this is it, this is the end, because why when I got my GCSE result, I cried.
I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left.
I felt, and I didn't even do bad. I passed all of them. I got, I think, 11 GCSEs, and I was busting tears. Am I okay for 16 to be crying? Because in my head I was like, oh, I failed. I've not done good enough. And it's just when I think back about that time, just it was crazy for me to think that was failure and that was my life being over. Don't keep yourself back because of a paper that shows grades. Yourself that you've put in the work, then you should feel that peace of mind. And like I said in one of my other videos, you can do traditional routes and you can still end up in the same spot where you don't necessarily know where you are or where you're going, and that's completely fine. There's loads of people that have had career paths and have then decided that that career is not for them. So even if you do go into the educational front and you do really well in education, you can still go and do a whole 180 and go into a different direction. Your life is not over because of this. And you will find things that you enjoy, you will find things that you love, and hopefully that's what you'll get into. But don't constrain yourself, or don't be constrained by an institution that promotes just one idea. There's so much out there for you to do. There's so much for you to discover and learn about yourself as well. I'm keeping it short and sweet this week, guys. I hope for all of you that are going back to school, hopefully that this year will feel so much different for you, and you'll feel it internally, you'll feel it in your spirit, because like, thank God that we're kind of getting out of that COVID situation, and maybe this year will be your year. You can do better. But just remember that regardless of what happens, good or bad, like, you're still doing great. Like, this is not it. This is not the end for you. So I just hope that this was a quick message from Auntie telling you that you're good, okay? Don't ever let people or systems make you feel like shit. No. If it's a no, it's got to go, okay? This is the theme we're sticking with. Hopefully you will check out some of my other videos as well. I will also link them and you can have a watch. You'll also have them pop up at the end of this video, so have a watch of those too, because your girl talks a lot of sense 90% of the time. That's it from me, guys. Before you go, please like this video, comment below as well, subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos, and I will catch you next week for another video.